Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so crazy?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
With us today, and good morning to you. Coming off the briefing from yesterday, appreciate your time. Let's get right to it. Tom Homan last night with Jesse. He's not happy. Watch.
Are you satisfied, Tom Homan, with the pace of migrant deportations?
No, we got to do more. We got to open that aperture up, which we're going to do. It was a great start, but we're not finished, and we need more deportations, a lot more deportations, and that's what we're working on. Sanctuary cities are difficult to operate in.
So Caroline, he says two things in there. Obviously, at the end, sanctuary cities are difficult to operate in. We all knew that at the start. The other thing it says we've got to do more. Is the White House giving him all the resources that Tom Homan is looking for now?
Mm-hmm. President Trump has used every lever of his executive power to ensure that we can secure the border and launch this large mass deportation operation. And I would echo the comments of my colleague, Mr. Homan. While this has been a great start, we will not get complacent. The previous administration allowed tens of millions of illegal people into the interior of our country. And President Trump has promised the American people that he is going to deport those individuals. And so every single day, this administration is empowering law enforcement agents on the ground across our country to do their jobs, to work with federal law enforcement officers in CBP and in ICE to deport heinous illegal criminals from American communities. We also will need more funding from Congress when it comes to detention and deportation efforts, and that's something President Trump has made very clear to our allies on Capitol Hill as well.
Caroline, I'm going to call you Caroline No Binder Levitt, which is an impressive feat, I have to say, especially on the first.
Oh, there's no way she said that. No Binder Levitt. No binder. They threw that binder out in the middle of the street, ran it over, and then put it back in reverse and ran it over again, and then set it on fire. Yeah. It's so refreshing, man. What an upgrade.
Day, and quite a contrast indeed. I'm interested in a couple of things. One, I want you to listen to these Blue City mayors. They want to give ICE the runaround. Watch.
We are in intense and scary times for so many of our community members, and federal government can implement their laws, and we are not forced to participate in their actions.
What this administration is attempting to do, he's attempting to get us to surrender our humanity. We're not.
Yeah, they ought to put both of their hands. They ought to walk up live on air right now and walk them out with their hands behind their back. Arrest them. Yeah, we got to make an example out of these mayors. We got to make an example. Ooh. Especially this one right here with this mohawk. This mohawk on his last leg. They ought to make an example out of this fella right here. Live on air.
I'm going to do that in Chicago.
Caroline, I noted that later today, I understand that President Trump is going to sign another executive order to help combat anti-Semitism, and this will go into those cities and possibly on campuses. What can you tell us about that?
Well, first, to respond to the Democrat mayors that you just showed, I can't help, being from New England myself, to comment on the fact that Mayor Wu is an incredibly unpopular mayor up in Boston. And the people of Boston, if you actually talk to them, want this administration to move into that city and secure it and deport illegal criminals from their communities, which ICE Boston has done. I noted one of those instances yesterday in my briefing of an illegal immigrant who has been convicted of rape that ICE Boston has recently removed. Every day, this administration is focused on making American communities safer, and Democrat mayors should be inclined to help this administration do that because that's what their constituents want. As for what President Trump is signing at the White House today, it's a very big day here at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The president will be signing the Laken-Riley Act into law this afternoon. This was a bipartisan bill that addresses one of the many failures that led to the disturbing murder of beautiful young Laken. Her family will be at the White House today in her honor, and the president is very proud and excited to sign this bipartisan piece of legislation. He also will sign executive orders addressing school choice, ending funding for public schools that support critical race theory and other divisive measures in their curriculums. And as for anti-Semitism, the president will also be signing an executive order to address that as well.
Okay, that's 2 o'clock this afternoon. Can you confirm that? And if so, we will cover it live in between all these confirmation hearings. You opened your hearing yesterday talking about drones in New Jersey. And you made a statement that left me wondering, because you said they were authorized by the FAA for research and various other reasons. What are the various other reasons for the FAA?
The various other reasons I pointed out as well in terms of what these drones were doing. They were recreational drones. They were hobbyists. They were private individuals that enjoy flying drones. And once there was curiosity about the drones, then other, folks that own drones, I guess, were inclined to fly their drones as well. So it led to an increase of the sightings that the people of New Jersey were seeing. But as President Trump told me to make it very clear at the podium yesterday, this was not the enemy. These were simply hobbyists and the FAA who were doing these drones for research.
So everyone can breathe a sigh of relief on that.
Right,
you talked about it yesterday, Peter Doocy. Just
some of them pages say, I don't know. I don't know if that's clear enough. I don't know.
Gave us an update at the beginning of the show about this call to offer buyouts to federal workers. Senator Tim Kaine is in Virginia. Of course, a lot of federal workers from Virginia. He said this, watch.
The president has no authority to make that offer. If you resign in the next week, we're just going to pay you for doing nothing for the next 7 months. Don't be fooled. He's tricked hundreds of people with that offer. If you accept that offer and resign, he'll stiff you just like he stiffed the contractors.
There are about 2 million federal employees across the country. Can you clarify whether people will actually be able to get the money? Kaine is claiming that even if you do take this offer, you won't get paid through September 30th. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, he questioned President Trump's legal authority to do this, and the president has the legal authority to tell federal workers that within the confines of the law and their contracts, they have to show up to work. Only 6% of the federal workforce in Washington, D.C. actually shows up to the office. That's egregious. American workers, the middle class, who keep this government up and running with their hard-earned tax dollars, have to show up to the office every day, and President Trump expects bureaucrats to do the same. And if they don't like it, well, guess what? They are getting a very generous payout from this administration. They'll be paid for the next 8 months. I think Doge just put out a tweet. It's great that says that they can have their long-awaited vacation if they wish for the next 8 months. But we are going to ensure that the federal office buildings in this city are filled with productive and excited workers. Yes, they will.
Last question. Does Kennedy have the votes to be confirmed? Yes or no?
We believe so, and we sure hope that he does, because he is an exceptional and brilliant individual, highly respected. He's going to help President Trump make America healthy again, which is a priority for tens of millions of Americans at home.
Okay, the hearing starts in 30 minutes, and we're waiting for it.